Alright guys, welcome to the channel. So what we're going to be doing today is a timeout command, but you can go ahead and join the Discord for the last command, I believe it was the lock command. I made some adjustments to it and actually dropped the code. So what we're going to do today is the timeout, so let's make the timeout file. We're going to be using subcommands today, so that's going to be a fun one for us. I'm expecting at least an error. So we are going to be using the /command builder and the permissions bit field. So make sure you just use those and then require the discord.js. You'll get into a pretty big habit of always doing that. Just anytime you open a file. All right, so let's go ahead with the module exports. We're going to open that up and call our /command builder. We're going to set the name. We're going to do this one as timeout. And this is where we're going to start our subcommand. So the first one we're going to do, let's set the name. We're going to do add. This one says all. Let's change. There we go. All right, so that's actually looking pretty good. On this one, I'm going to let Copilot take over just a little bit. You'll notice I'm going to correct it here and there. Like, we're going to change that format right there. I hate single line space like that. So we've got the first one. So now we're going to add the integer option. We're going to have to use that to get the time value, basically. So from here, what we're going to do, we're going to set the description, but we're going to set it as required, and then we're going to open it up on add choices. But let's format this really quick. There we go. Looks a lot more readable. Now we're going to open it up on add choices. There we go. And make sure you guys are doing name and value on choices. I've had people open up supports about this. You need name and value for add choices. And we're going to do this. I'm going to let Copilot take over on making these just because there is a ton of them. You can look through the docs to find the exact time. I think the max you can do is like just a couple months. So you can go into the docs and see the actual, maybe it's 80 days, 90 days, something around there. That's the maximum. We're not going to do the maximum here. I'm just going to basically just put in a couple values as basically placeholders for this video. So we're going to stop it right there on 2 months just because we do not know the actual max. So right here, we're going to add the string option, and we're going to get the reason for why they are being timed out. We're going to set that as required as well. And then we're going to open up the second subcommand. This is going to be the remove portion. It makes it simpler. It's going to be a lot more code on one file, but it just simplifies it. So we're going to remove that. Copilot wanted us to add in reason again. I don't think so. We don't need a reason to untimeout somebody. So we have all that set up. So now we're going to be doing set default member permissions. That's what we're going to be using. This will lock this basically to where anybody without this permission, it will not even register on their client. So just make sure when you're doing this, this is where you're also going to put in your permissions bit field portion. It's 1 line of code versus 3 to however long you want to do the if statement. I just see it more beneficial doing it this way. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up the execution of the file. And if you can see, like I said, it's going to be more code. We're looking at 44 lines of code just getting to the execute. That's a lot of code. But we also have add choices and stuff. So now what we're going to do, we're going to declare everything. We're going to pull all of our information from the options. So let's check. So this one is get user member. Yeah, okay, that'll work. All right. Let's see. So we've got these three. Oh, this is not supposed to be get member. This one is get user. I said it and literally went right past it. That's wow. Okay. Okay. So we're good there. Now let's change these actually to let's. I try to use const as little as possible. I don't know. It's just something I'm just getting a change and accustomed to it. So we're gonna actually get the member itself as well here. So we're gonna do interaction.options.getMember. And there we go. So you can notice we're using get user and get member. You'll actually see the difference here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get our guild data. And then we're going to have to change this. We're actually going to change this. So we're going to select from log channels because this is going to utilize one of the commands we built prior. Let's see. Now we're going to get the channel. We have to get the channel from the bot itself. And we're going to start with making our embeds up here. We're going to create the embeds outside of our if statement so it can be utilized throughout the if else that we're going to be doing. We might do a switch. We might do an if else. So with this one, let's see, timeout. Yeah, that should be fine. We're going to do let though. Because we will be actually modifying this per condition. Basically, the meaning of that is if it's something, we're going to have the field say something else. But if it's the other thing, the fields will say something else. So we're going to get this. Let's change the footer up. We're just going to give it a little bit of detail for now that'll make sense to us so we know what this embed's actually doing. So we could just grab like user.username. What else can we grab to make this make sense? Yeah, we could do timed out by the interaction.user. Let's see. There we go. That actually works. But let's go ahead. We're going to get rid of this last portion here, because we're actually not going to need that. We're gonna have that specified within the fields themselves, versus specified in the footer. So from there, we're gonna have there's the timestamp, and now from there we're gonna go ahead. Let's create our if statement. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna pull in our subcommand. So if it's interaction.options.getSubcommand. Remember to spell subcommand right. They have it really weird. Nobody knows why other than them. Or do they? So with this one, we're going to have it wanted to say all. It is add. We're going to be checking. This is going to pull basically the subcommand called add. And from there, this is where we're going to open that up. And this is where we're going to go and get down to the nitty and gritty. So we're going to do the logembed.fields.push. This is how you update fields in a JSON version. If you're using Embed Builder, I'm sorry, but you can do logembed.addfields. Different format though, so match the format. So with this first one, we're going to call it time. And the time is going to be in milliseconds in how we're adding it. So we're actually going to need to break that down into minutes. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do time slash 60,000. 60,000 milliseconds is 1 minute. So just remember that. So every second is 1,000 milliseconds. Man, what was that little bracket doing there? Got to get rid of that one. All right, so now what we're going to do too, let's go ahead. We're going to add another field for the reason. All right, so let's actually go into the embed add fields, and we're going to bold the names just so the names stick out to us. It's just going to add a little bit of, a little bit of style to it. And then before that, let's go ahead. Why did it want to say that? That was weird. So we're going to add the log embed as well. We're going to do one more portion to this. Yeah, we're going to do the name. So we're going to call it member, but this is actually going to be the person's name, their username to be exact. So with this portion, now we have our first embed completed. Let's see here. The next step, let's go ahead and we're going to start up our if statement. So if there's a member, we're going to go ahead, we're going to open this up in a try-catch system. A lot of stuff here can go wrong, so you want to try-catch everything. So this is going to be the timeout portion. So you're going to await member.timeout. The first parameter is the time, and the second parameter is the reason. And then we're going to catch the errors. Normally, I do not do catching of the errors. I'll just leave it. I debug with it, and then after that, it's good to go. I just comment it out. But for this video, we're actually going to change it up. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add some little comments to this. So we're going to do like this one. Where's my permissions? Yeah, that's good. Is this person invincible? Yeah, that'll work. All right, so now from there, we're going to do another try catch. And for this one is actually going to be for the member.send. This one's going to be where it's going to DM the person. So it's going to send the same embed. Ooh, hold on. I don't like that. We're not going to send the same embed. Let's go ahead. We're going to create a different embed. Yay, fun stuff, right? We're going to call this one user embed. And we're going to create a different embed just for the user itself. Or, well, their self. Let's see, what did Copilot do? You've been timed out by... Let's add the time to that. I'm not liking it. Let's see. I'm like not liking this. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all this. We're going to add it into a field. Yeah, we can keep this portion, but we're going to add this into fields. Just because we can utilize this differently with the push fields. Well, the fields push. Let's go ahead. We're going to do the same thing we did for the log embed for the user embed. It's the fields.push. And we're going to go ahead. There we go. So time. This one's going to want to do the reason. And let's see. This is wanting to do the member. No. No sirree. We'll just do no for that. And I forgot to, we are going to have to open the fields up as an array here. Because what push is you're basically pushing data to an array. That's basically how your file is going to access it, is through that array there. Okay, we got an error here. Well, duh. Okay. Because we got to add in our catch. Okay, so we're going to do a funny message again with this one. Let's go ahead. We'll do that one for the console log error. But let's see. We'll do another try catch real quick before we start going and editing all this. So there we go. There's the channel send. And there we go. So there's the two console errors. All right, so now we're going to do our interaction.reply. With this, you want to put a return in front, guys. You always want to return on your errors because you do not want the bot to proceed with what it's trying to do if there's an issue. So we're going to change up this message here. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to delete this. There we go. And we're going to put, I suggest you do setup. Yeah, because the channel, we're incorporating this because technically to do the log channel, you do your /setup. And this will set up your log channel portion. So now that we got that out of the way, so we're going to do our interaction.reply. Here, yeah, that should be good. You know what? We're going to actually change this up. We're going to actually send an embed here. Let's go ahead, it's embeds, and then we're going to have to do the semicolon, open it up on the brackets, and put the embed there. There we go. So it's basically going to reply to you with the exact same embed it's going to be sending. Just so you know, so you don't have to check the log channel. It's just going to show you right away. So from there, this one's looking pretty complete. So now we're going to break into our else statement. All right. So now that we got that, that was weird. We're going to do our push again. This is where we're going to push our different fields, basically updating them saying, hey, your timeout was removed. We're going to keep this one basic for the video just because of the time's sake, but you guys can add fields, whatever you want to add. Very easy to input information into this. So with this one, let's go ahead. That looks... we're going to actually remove that because it wanted to do the same thing as the timeout did it. And we're actually going to, this is a trick on doing basically just a blank line for the value. It's just kind of a placeholder, and Discord recognizes it as a placeholder. But if you don't put that there, it errors. It's great. So with this one, now we're going to add another field to it. And there we go. No, that says time was removed. Let me see. What's the other one have? Let's see. Okay, so that is that. Let's go back down here really quick. Actually, hold on. Because that's going to be an issue. Because if we're doing the embed for the remove, it's still, even on the remove, it's going to say they were timed out again. So we need to make this kind of like a global thing. So we're just going to put, this is going to work. We're just going to put issuer and member as the footer. This is basically just going to keep track of who's doing what. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to open this one. Now we're going to open it with member again. And it's basically going to be the same thing. Just a bunch of try catches. We're going to await the member.timeout. So with this one, when you're removing a timeout, you could put 0 or you could put null to remove everything. You could technically remove specific amounts of time, but who cares about that? Come on now, just remove it and redo it. We're going to change that to a string instead of the reason, because reason's invalid here, because we're not actually pulling a reason for that. And we're going to do our catch here. We can do the exact same catch responses as we did in the replies up above. So this one's going to actually be kind of quick. Sorry for the sniffles. I feel like I'm getting sick. Great, right? In the middle of summer. So right there, we're going to do another try catch. And this is going to be for the channel send. So we're going to go ahead. Let's catch our error again. And look at that. Copilot for the win, I'm telling you. So we need to put in our reply there. Let's see something. Let's just review this really quick. Yeah, so it looked good. Did not mean to click that. Let's go ahead. Let's open it up in terminal. Let's try this out real quick, see how it is. See if anything's broken. If it is broken, then we can go ahead and fix it. I'm still doing fixing on video. If you guys are not liking it, just comment it and say, look, don't show the process of fixing. I don't mind that. So let's go ahead and run the command. Let's go ahead. Who are we going to time out? Let's do music. That's right, music. You're getting timed out, bud. It's over. You're getting it for 5 minutes. But I'm going to put it for YouTube because he's going to get a DM. Ooh, there's an error. All right, let's go back to Visual Studio and let's get this sorted out really quick. Okay, so get member is an actual function, but this is basically saying, hey, you wrote it wrong. It's get uppercase M. Yeah, that just went right past me when I was typing. Okay, so let's go ahead, we'll fix that. And then I'm going to register again just because, I don't know, I just do it. Let's go back to Discord, try it again. Oh, another error. All right, let's go back to Visual Studio Code. We're playing a game of Passback right now. Let's see what this one is. Oh, God. Okay, it's a misspelling. Yep, those are the death to me. Let's go ahead. It's that one. There we go. Let's just see the rest of them look good down there because it did get that far. Okay, yeah, it's looking good. All right, we're going to just node period this time. All right, let's go back over to Discord one more time, and let's run it. This should work. Let's see. And there we go. You notice the double message. This is because this is technically my log channel. But in the reply, you see it's sending the exact same embed. So yeah, ignore all this stuff. I'm actually testing using MySQL2 for a 5M server for my buddy. So I'm practicing pulling information and such. Okay, so you saw above that he was timed out, and this is the message he's getting. So right there, that's showing the embed is sent. So now let's untime him out. Uh-oh. I'm not liking, all right, back to Visual Studio Code. And no error. Okay. That is horrible. I hate when that happens. Okay, so basically, let's see. So it's in the else statement because it's pulling everything on the other. Ooh, wait. Is that what it is? Let's see. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so I tried to put an else statement before the if statement was done. Great. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put in that. We're going to delete that one, the bracket right there. This should work because now it's actually going to trigger the else statement. So let's go ahead. We're going to head back over to Discord again. And let's see. We're going to run the command, timeout remove, and we're going to remove him. There we go. Make sure you guys join the Discord and boost to get the source code for this.